Today we are diving into player engagement mechanics, especially leaderboards. After all, what is score without someone to beat? Why Firebase? A fair question. The answer is simple. I have absolutely no desire to build and maintain a backend for what is frankly quite modest functionality. Firebase offers a robust, scalable, serverless infrastructure. No backend faff, no infrastructure stress. And since I need analytics anyway, why not leverage full Firebase toolkit? Reliable, affordable, and pleasantly low maintenance. What Firebase tools am I using? Firebase Analytics, the game's command center, tells me who's playing, where they're playing, and how they're engaging. Without it, one might as well be designing with blindfold on. Absolute must-have for any product worth its salt. Next one is Firebase Crashlytics. First time use for me, and I must say quite marvelous. It catches and logs crashes from real devices and pipes them straight to your dashboard. It's indispensable ally during early builds when everything is, let's be honest, a little wobbly. The next one is Firebase Authentication. Delightful, secure, flexible, and practically effortless. Start with anonymous user ID, then later attach full authentication providers such as email, socials, and whatever you prefer. And yes, it's prerequisite for using Firestore, so you'll want this properly wired up early on. The next one and the last one which I'm using is Firebase Firestore, a tidy, document-based database. Great query options, sensible permissions, and easy enough to integrate. Perfect for accounts scores, and basic player records. So first of all, with Firebase SDK setup, you have two simple steps. Step 1, set up your Firebase project on the Firebase console. It's not that long process, and I will not be showing it you here. I'm just showing you now the ready-to-use Firebase dashboard with Analytics dashboard open. I have here Firebase database, events, authentication, Crashlytics, and so on. The step 2 is to integrate the Firebase SDK into a Unity project. Once again, there are lots of videos on YouTube how you can integrate it. After all, in your assets folder, you have to have the Firebase folder with all the plugins which you're going to use. So here you can see Firebase Analytics, Firebase Auth, Firebase Crashlytics, messaging, platform, and so on and so far. Oh yeah, and Firestore. Now, I shall not go over each step, but I will share my project setup below. To bootstrap the Firebase in my project, I'm using the class called Fightback Firebase Initializer. I'm using Fightback prefixes because I want to avoid any naming collision. Of course, it's better to use namespaces, but for the sake of saving time and moving fast and break things, I'm just using prefixes. In your project, do use namespaces. Don't use prefixes just as I did. But nevertheless, thing is, with the Firebase, there is a Firebase app check and fix dependencies async. So this one pretty much important call which bootstraps all the Firebase SDK, and after this task executed, if result is available, you can bootstrap other stuff. So this ensures Firebase is properly set up before anything else tries to talk to it. I use Zinject and it provides inject attributes for dependency injection, which makes wiring up Firebase services positively easy. So Fightback Firebase initializers lives on mono-behavior object, so it hooks into Unity's lifecycle methods. Simple, clean, and reusable. As you can see, I'm using two methods, lifecycle methods, one start and another one on destroy. And once I see that application has started, mono behavior has started, it's wired up to the do not destroy object. So once it initializes Firebase application, then it initializes all the REST services, and Fightback Firebase initializer basically knows how to initialize and how to destroy any particular service I'm using. In our particular case, we have to call Fightback Authentication on destroy method because it does something on destroy. So Firebase Analytics, it's incredibly powerful tool, yet absurdly easy to integrate. Currently you can see the analytics dashboard. So I had a couple players playing around. It's my testers, most probably it's just me. I see no crashes and so on. So to make it work, all I need to do in my code, I'm just calling for Fightback Analytics init, and inside Firebase Analytics init I have only one thing to do is set analytics collection enabled, and basically that's it. And right after this I'm logging event up open, because initialization happening right when the application is opened. And for logging fakes, I'm just logging the event that Firebase Analytics was initialized. And voila, tracking begins. Firebase Crashlytics, even easier. Firebase Crashlytics init, and it's done. Once a crash occurs, and it will, don't worry, Firebase captures and it shows in your dashboard. Brilliant for sniffing out early bugs. Inside dashboard I have Crashlytics, and currently it's empty because I still haven't produced any crashes so far. The next one is Firebase Authentication, truly a joy to work with. It quietly creates an anonymous user record, syncs it with the backend, and lets you upgrade to full house when it's needed. You can configure settings. You can in settings you can configure usages. You can configure templates. You can do whatever you want. You can add more providers. Currently I have only two providers. It's email, password, and anonymous. For closest future I'm going to use only anonymous provider. It's absolutely easy to integrate. In my case I'm using Fightback Authentication class, and what it does, it has init method, and inside init method it gets the default instance of Firebase Auth, immediately subscribes for Auth state changes. So on Auth state change I can perform the logic which will update the game state according to the new Auth state. Would it be user logged in, user kind of logged out, user changing, and whatever it can be. It's very easy. It's so seamless you'd think magic was involved. Just remember, you need to configure your Auth providers in Firebase console and call sign in anonymously async. Basically, sign in anonymously async will trigger the anonymous user authentication, and as a result your user will get a unique user identifier which in future can be extended with, I don't know, for instance, email password authentication method. So once you got a valid user, you can initialize Firebase Firestore safely. So thing is that without Firebase user, you cannot use Firestore. Basically, you can use Firestore and you can configure Firestore to be used without any authentications, but it's extremely unsafe, extremely dangerous, and I never recommend to have data persistence layers without any kind of authorization, any kind of authentication. So the next step is Firebase Firestore. And finally, our leaderboard backend. It's a simple collection of user scores stored as documents. Here, what you'll need to configure. First of all, you need to configure security policy in a way that it permits read and write for anonymous users. So there is a tab rules, and inside the rule you have policy configuration, and you can see that policy has been changed yesterday, and I have commented out the default setting, and now I'm checking if there is any kind of user in the request. By the way, there is a rules playground where you can check how the rule check is working for you, so it's extremely handy in debug. Secondary and quite optional thing is indexes. So you can add indexes on your collection to make it faster to read. So since I'm working with a leaderboard, obviously I will be performing sorted queries for score and user ID. So idea is that I'm fetching the user IDs which got the highest score. Funny thing that Firebase supports only compound indexes, so you always will have to attach indexes on two fields. Cannot really explain why, but alright, two means two. On the Unity side, it's extremely easy as well. In the init method, all I'm doing is that I'm just getting the default instance of the database, set the flag that it was already initialized, making a log, and that's it. From there you can fetch and write scores as needed, sorted by score naturally. I'm still in the middle of development, but you already can grab the context. So in my Fightback Firestore, I have two public methods which are fetch leaderboard data. So I'm fetching the data from the leaderboard collection, ordering it by currently field. It should be score, but currently it's just a field, just to test how it works. I can set the limit of records, and I'm getting a response from server as a dictionary. So from this dictionary I'm just can I can get each value from the field, like document dictionary first, and so on and so far. And pretty much same goes for the saving player progress. So what I'm doing, I'm getting a collection rep and creating player data, and basically I'm creating the document which is going to be stored in collection. As you can remember, I have fields score and I have fields player read, and that's all the concept. Firebase is an excellent springboard for any mobile game, especially in its early days. It's cost-effective, often free, well-supported, and gives you access to tools that would otherwise take weeks to build. Most importantly, don't overthink your architecture. You may not even have a future release if you burn out trying to figure out a future-proof solution. Make it work, make it simple, iterate later, and may you all enjoy 80% day one retention. Bye. Do let me know in the comments how dreadful my code is, and of course subscribe to see more of it in the next episode. Bye.